clever child in the house. Even your neighbors tell you mtoto yako ni mwerevu. Lazima ana score 100%. Kwako ndani unaugua. Sababu mtoto ni mwerevu kwa njia zingine, shuleni hakuna kitu. Mnanielewa? You have a sharp boy, a sharp girl in the house, does everything right, very creative, you're fundi ndio kila kitu. Shuleni, nothing comes out. So bad is that the school thinks that even the syllabus, the curriculum, is not right for him or her. So, you are told, huyo mtoto yako hawezi soma hapa. Your child can make it unless we make a special curriculum for your child. How would you feel as a parent? Wewe uko shuleni, watu wengine wanasoma, mtoto yako anaambiwa yeye hawezi, yeye pengine tumtengenezee syllabus nyingine. Unasikiaje majuko? Wewe ni mzazi. Na kama huyo ndio mtoto peke yake, unasikia warumuto kwa mdomo na huwezi cheka. This young man was brought to me, and the mother says she struggled to accept to come where it is written gifted and talented, because in her thoughts, shule ya talented and gifted ni watu werevu tu ndio waligundua talent sio werevu. Those are bright people. Bright people know answers. Talented and gifted people, they investigate and ask questions. There's a difference. Every human has a talent, and the combination of talents make a gift. She was surprised to know that difference. So we assessed this young man, and we found him using the right lower side of the brain more, though both sides of the domains were active from the machine. As I told you before, we have a machine, and even one is downstairs. It's known as Anthropo-Biometric machine. A machine you go in, inaonyesha how signal pass through your body to your brain. So I look at it, and I know who you are 30 years in advance. So we placed this young man in the machine, we assessed him, but what was dominant, what is known as skewed gangali matrix. That means most likely during birth or early beginning could have been a prolonged labor or something took place that shifted signals from left to right, meaning he had a lot more energy in some areas than others, thereby occasioning a difference in the learning and product style, something we don't deal with in our education. People have preferred learning styles. People have preferred product. Product means what examples do you use which will be more appropriate for me to learn. Learning style means there are people, if you give lots of instructions, they don't understand. But if you immerse them in practical, they understand more. There are people who learn to do it practically. Those are parts of learning style. So we put this young man on a program, and that program required that I hide away. And I put a little bit more of Dr. Juma in front, but I monitor everything in the behind. Because there are people who prefer not to be corrected in public, but private. They rather make their mistakes in private, struggle with them by themselves, and come when they feel it is good enough. This is one young man that has now grown to be 17 years. Many years have turned out to be successful, to having today graduated with a bachelor's degree in sports and journalism.
So I'm called Esther, and I'm Kaine Okello's mother. We have walked a long journey, and today I give glory, all the glory to God, for bringing us here, for making Kaine reach where he has reached today. we started this journey way back in 2015, even much earlier, when I wasn't sure exactly what direction to go with Kaine. He is a sportsman, by the way. He plays soccer. He's a striker. So on top of all that, we have combined all that learning of playing in the field and academics, what we would call academics really, because that is how we are defined. Unfortunately, that is how we are defined. So we go along with that. And Kaine has done, he has grown. I don't tell Kaine when to wake up and when to sleep. I don't check his bag to see what he has or what he doesn't have. I actually don't even look at his projects. He doesn't want me to look at them because he knows he's done a good job. So when he's finished and he's sending it to Dr. Juma, thank you so much. When I look at what he has written, I wouldn't have written that in my life. He's only 17 years old and he's writing a 40, 50-page project. And the language he's using, I wouldn't have. At 17 years old, we still write what we call composition. Is it composition?
Yes.
So you are told, go and write about the holiday you did. So you come and write 2 pages of, I went to Mombasa, I went to Kisumu, I saw this, I saw this. That is not what Kaine writes. Kaine writes material that can be published at this age of 17 years old. And it is so amazing, I don't even know, I have no words to express how far my son has gone. So when he started his early years in school, he started like any normal child. But when he reached age 6, at the kindergarten where he was, the teacher called me and told me, how are you feeding this child? I said, but I feed the child the way other children are fed. So what do you do with this child? And you know, he never even used to watch television at home. So is he watching television? I said, he does not even watch television. So why is he so active in class? Why is he making noise? Why is he always disruptive? He's disrupting the class. They said that I wouldn't know, there's nothing really unique or special that makes him, any different from any other child. So I was surprised. I went back home and wondered, what is this teacher talking about? Then the following year, because that's the year when they move to the kindergarten, so that they start doing what we call class 1 or stage 1, whichever system you want to take your child through. The teacher used to sit with my child next to her. Why? She says that my child is disruptive. So when I tried to take him to different schools, there's a day I took him to a school so that he can now go to what is called class 1 or stage 1. I left in that school the whole day. When I came back, I was told, take your child away. I said, you are not admitting him? No, we only admit A students who are disciplined. He came here, he's not following the line like the other children. He has disrupted, but look here, this is day 1. This child is excited about the school, so why are you telling me that he can't be here? So I had to look for another school. I took him to that school again, it's called school somewhere in Nairobi, and they admitted him. And so our journey again started. So I was told now the teacher, he has to sit next to the teacher all the time. At some point, I was being told that now I have to pay so that he has what we call a guard. So that when he's in class, there is also a teacher who is helping him separately from the other children. But to me, that was stigma. Because your child will start asking you, why am I the one with the teacher next to me all the time? Why am I the one, So I did find that so appropriate. So as I was trying, I tried all sorts of courses. My child was tired. At some time, he was just tired. He just used to look at me like, Mom, he was tired. I've taken him to Kumon. I took him to I don't know which other programs. Every time my child is busy in these special tuitions, but they were not helping. He was getting tired. It was becoming too much. When the exams come, he goes to the exam room like any other child, but he walks out after 10 minutes. So I'm told your child sits in the class for 10 minutes, he walks out. So I asked him, so how was the exam? I finished. He says he finished. There was nothing much to write there. It's done. But of course, the results will not be what you expect. So I realized that I was dealing with a different. He's very sharp. He's very focused, and even that hyperactivity that I was being told I don't see it. Kaine is a very focused man. He does things when he's concentrated on his work. He does it, and you don't need to come and tell him that you do it this way. He knows. So he used to tell me, "Ma'am, why do I have to be examined? I know we learned that topic, didn't it? Why do I need to go sit down and rewrite it in an exam situation? I don't have to." So those were the challenges that we were facing. So he was then in a British curriculum, and when he reached what I would call key stage 1, when they do the exams, the principal called me and told me that, well, you can see the results. There's nothing much we can do. What we need to do now is, as Professor had just said, let's do him a special curriculum so that he can learn alongside the other children. And we do a special curriculum, we get him special information or education materials so that he can learn. So, but then by that time I've already gone to the gift education trust. I passed there as Moise does. I just say, you just pass there and you see talented and gifted. And I used to work around that area. So I used to drive there every time I pass. I look at it, I say, this is not correct. Then one day I just walked in and I explained the situation. And they told me, come, these are the people we are looking, these are the people who work. So he was tested. And when he was tested, I went to pick the results alone. Not like all parents do, you think it is your business. It's not your business. It is the child's business as well. So I walked in there, I was told, you can go and see Professor. So I walked into the Professor's office and he told me, so who are you? I said, I am Kaine's mother. So you are not Kaine? I said, no, I'm not. So why are you coming to pick results for Kaine? Where is he? At his place. Go and bring him. I'm not going to tell you anything if you don't bring that child. So I went, grabbed him from wherever he was, I brought him. And so we discussed the results of the testing that had been done. And I think I don't have to repeat what the professor said. And the program began in 2015. And now we are in 2021, and Kaine is graduating.
And what the mother is saying is very true. And at some point, you could see the mother was so down because she was now like, what do I do? But I'm thankful because Kaine, I've seen him grow, and especially when you walk into their house, you'll find this young man is always busy on his computer. He knows everything. He can do whatever on your phone, on your computers, what you can't do. So I think this program is really good, and it will really help young people or anybody who has a problem or that kind of nature. And I think, Professor, you're doing a good job.